So I may have seen Sonic 3. I was very hyped. I've been looking forward to this day for forever. I saw it Thursday night, like that it came out, and I was super excited. I may or may not have spent over $200, maybe close to $300 on merch. No, I spent more than $300 on merch. That's not even all of it here. Like, I'm still waiting for another blanket and another bucket. The point is, I was very excited. I was stoked. And the best way I could describe this movie is... oh my god. After the credits were done rolling, and I did catch both of the post-credit scenes, I felt completely drained. It felt like it sucked the soul out of me. It was awesome. But I was also really fighting the urge to pee like that other half of the movie. So part of me was like, let's wrap it up, I gotta pee, but... oh my god. Is this the best one in the trilogy? That's debatable. I feel when it comes to pacing and stuff like that, I feel the second one has a better time of like doing the human characters. At least for me personally, I love the wedding scene. A lot of people don't like the wedding scene, but I do. And it doesn't get like super duper hype and has a good thing of pacing, I feel. However, Sonic 3 was made for the fans specifically. They do a better job of doing the Sonic characters versus human characters ratio when it comes to what the general audience mostly wanted. And even though I think Sonic Movie 2 is a better roundabout, Sonic 3 hits such high highs that it's insane. I'm not gonna lie. I would see things on TikTok or Twitter or any other social media where it shows some of the best parts of the movie. And rewatching those makes me cry. That is no exaggeration. I literally woke up one morning, scroll through, see one of the big fights, and tears were rolling down my eyes. I was like, I love this movie so much. I think I need to give it another viewing, but I feel there were some pacing issues with the movie. I feel there were some human characters that were like a big part of the movie, like from the marketing material, from like the posters and stuff like that, that didn't really get a whole lot of screen time. I feel there were some things that should have been explained a little bit more. But for the most part, you're not here for Emmy or Oscar winning performances. You're here to see Sonic and Shadow fight and see Jim Carrey have fun. And that's what you get here. So on that aspect, this movie is like a 9 or a 10 out of 10. I would give it a 9 personally. And I feel if I'm going to want to watch a Sonic movie just to like be hyped for Sonic, this is going to be the movie I'm going to watch again. I love Sonic 2 a lot. I love the music in it. I love like the characters. But Sonic 3, oh my god. The best way I can describe this movie, without spoiling anything, is that it reminds me of like around my high school years, when I was a teenager liking Sonic, when Sonic wasn't really popular and it was kind of in its dark ages. So it was mainly up to fans, whether it be like on Newgrounds or YouTube or Flipnote Studio, or because it was that era. Point is, like, people like Sonic Paradox and other fans, like Piplup Fan 77, they pretty much carried like the fan side of making original content. And it just reminded me of going back to that era of original storytelling that just had me peaking in excitement and love for this franchise. There were times I teared up in this movie. I was jaw dropped. It reminded me why I love Sonic so much. But if you haven't seen the movie and you're asking reviewers on how they think of this movie, you know, not by critically, like people like, I don't know, Jeremy Johns or Chris Stuckman, like they actually fully analyze the movie and tell you if it's actually worth it or not. But as a Sonic fan, this is the perfect Sonic movie. In fact, probably one of the best video game movies ever. I feel there is more hype in this movie than any Marvel movie I've ever seen. I'm not sure if I have a proper top 10 movies, because I never really thought about it, but if I did, Sonic 3 would be up there. I'm not sure if it'd be in the top 5 because, you know, nostalgia and, you know, childhood memories. But Sonic 3, oh my... Whoa! The amount of he said the thing, or I recognize that melody. Oh. I saw something on Twitter. I don't know if this is true, but it showed someone on a stretcher saying that somebody passed out during the screening for Sonic Movie 3. It came out, like, at least I saw it that weekend. I saw that little article. I saw it on Twitter. I didn't look too deep into it. But seeing that, I believed it. Because I was almost in that situation too. When I would describe this movie to people, I would tell them, whether or not you have asthma, you're gonna need an inhaler. Because this movie's gonna take your breath away. It is. Oh. This is one of those movies that I would want my mom to see with me. Because I want her to see. I want her to understand why I love Sonic so much. I took my fiance with me to this movie. And I think she gets it. Normally, I would wait for the Blu-ray release to watch this movie again. But I'm probably going to see it again in theaters. And maybe, just maybe, I might buy it on streaming. Just because it comes out before the Blu-ray. If I have the money, I'm going to do it. Like, I want to support this movie as much as I can. Before I get into spoilers, I'm going to wrap up my feelings. I feel if you're a Sonic fan, this is going to be your favorite Sonic movie. I feel if you're going into it for Jim Carrey, you're going to love how he is. He's as unhinged as he is in, like, The Mask or The Grinch. Like, it is what you would want out of Jim Carrey. It's a fantastic time. But if I were to give it a rating, I'd give it a 9. It deserves the audience score that it's getting on Rotten Tomatoes. It is the perfect Sonic movie. It is amazing. I love Sonic 2 a lot, and it's always going to have a place in my heart. And part of me wants to say that it's still, like, my favorite out of the two. But Sonic 2 doesn't leave me in tears. Sonic 3 makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. Now to get into spoilers. Is it the perfect Sonic Adventure 2 movie? It's not Sonic Adventure 2 the movie. But it borrows enough from Sonic Adventure 2 and give its own creative freedom and liberties to make a great story. With Agent Rockwell, I don't feel she got enough screen time. I feel like she deserved more. Is Olive Garden guy really dead? I hope not. He might be. I don't know. Is Eggman dead? Personally, I doubt it. I highly doubt it. There was a beautiful speech towards the end of the movie that he gives to Agent Stone over, like, teleprompters that you would see in, like, New York or whatever. And it was great. It was heart-touching, even. But I'm not convinced. If Shadow's still there, I've played Sonic Adventure 2. Like, he saved Rouge from Prison Island, and Sonic got out of the capsule before it exploded. I am fully convinced that Eggman's not dead. There's no way. Something I wanted to mention before the spoilers is Keanu Reeves kills this. Like, the trailers hardly do it justice. When he was first shown off, no, that wasn't enough. When we seen a little bit more in the trailers, I'm like, okay. But, like, throughout the movie, Keanu delivers a perfect Shadow the Hedgehog. I love how he is a Shadow. And I'm really, really hoping that Shadow gets his own spin-off series for Paramount Plus. I'm not sure if I want a Knuckles Season 2. Personally, I would like that, but realistically, schedule-wise, I personally really see in 2026, we get either Knuckles Season 2 or Shadow the series. Because 2025, I don't think we're getting anything because we just got the movie in December, like right at the end of December. So I feel like when it comes to development time, it's just release this movie on a 4K Steelbook and digital and let people soak in it. And then 2027, springtime, we're going to get our Sonic movie 4. Which I was predicting Amy, Metal Sonic, or Silver. I didn't know we were getting more than one character. And I'm very, very happy. Is the next movie going to be Sonic CD? Who knows? People are speculating that it's Sonic Heroes. I highly doubt it. Are we going to see Team Chaotix for Knuckles Season 2 if we get that? Maybe. I personally doubt it, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I personally love the fact that Sonic has so much brand power that it could take out any Marvel or Disney movie that is being released alongside it. Or even DC. Birds of Prey, gone. Morbius, gone. What is it? Mufasa, gone. And it makes me extremely happy that it's killing out all of those. Because, I don't know, we're tired of bad movies. Like, seeing Super Shadow in the movie, I mean, it was to be expected. So, when the toy came out before the movie came out, some people were upset about it being technically a spoiler. Again, it's to be expected, so I wasn't too heartbroken. But seeing Super Sonic and Super Shadow fight each other, and then talk, and then work together to fight, all within a span of, 10 minutes? That alone, with Live and Learn playing, I thought it was just going to be just an orchestrated version of it. No, we got a mixture of orchestration as well as... I don't even know if I even said that right. But we got orchestra with the original song, blended it together, and it was magnificent. Oh, man! There was a cut in the movie where it was action-packed scenes, and it was like all hyping you up, and then you just see Gerald spanking Ivo. And, I don't know, it was such a mood shift. It's kind of like watching a depressing thing from, TikTok, to swiping up to see something that makes you laugh. I don't think your emotions should be whiplashing like that. Going from super hype to laughing, I don't know, that was a weird whiplash feeling to me. I wasn't a huge fan of that, but again, I've only seen the movie once, and I need to see it, forever. I need to see this movie, an infinite amount of times. I hope it doesn't get old for me, because the feeling of watching this movie for the first time is magical. And I'm not sure if it can recapture that, but judging by my reaction from seeing Super Sonic and Super Shadow just take out a bunch of robots from TikTok, from recording off of a phone and still putting me in tears, I have a feeling that this movie's still going to make me very happy for a very long time. How they handled Maria's death is very interesting. She wasn't completely gunned down. She wasn't shot by somebody from gun. She got in part of an explosion, I guess. So you still get to see her die. But the fact that Shadow and Gerald got unscathed, but Maria died, it's kind of weird. And the fact that Maria didn't have an illness, and there was no real space colony arc, it was just the Eclipse Cannon, that was interesting. Again, the movies do such a creative liberty. They make their own thing out of it. When it comes to, let's say, Sonic 4 is going to be an adaptation of Sonic CD. I don't think it's going to be one for one. Will time stones be involved? Not sure. Will time travel be involved? I don't know. Maybe Silver might fall into this somehow. We don't know. I don't like setting high expectations when it comes to what the Sonic movie is going to do, because I know for a fact it's not going to be a perfect adaptation from a game. I love how they handled Sonic Movie 3 versus Sonic Adventure 2. But Sonic Heroes the movie, I don't think is ever going to happen. Unless all the characters are previously already put into the universe. Because trying to do all of that, introduce those characters, make a plot like Sonic Heroes involving Metal Overlord and stuff like that, I feel that's going to be too much to put into a 2-hour movie. But when it comes to the pacing for this movie, I feel it didn't really give you a whole lot of room to really breathe. It was literally action-packed scene to emotional scene to setting up for more action-packed. It just kept going and going and going and going. So that's why I kind of like the pacing in Sonic Movie 2 a little bit more. But Sonic 3 packs so much and hits highs that are so high that I'm not sure if they're going to be able to replicate that for Sonic Movie 4. This movie is the gold standard for Sonic movies now. They did a phenomenal job adapting this. And I feel they did a really good job making it PG. We still get to see the tragedy of Maria's death. I wish we could have seen Gerald be shot down by the firing squad, personally. I wish we could have seen that amount of darkness into a Sonic movie. But it has me questioning, we see Sonic's character change, not just emotionally, but physically. You see him change from movie to movie. You see him grow up. But will the rating. Will Sonic still grow up with its audience? Will we get PG-13 movies? Personally, I doubt it. But will we see Sonic mature more and more? Will he become less jokey? Maybe, I don't know. I would personally love to see Sonic become a little bit more serious, but still have a little bit of cheesiness to him. Because we see a little bit of that in this movie. We see him get angry. The fact that Sonic was so pissed off in this movie and was like just filled with rage. Like, it kind of reminds me of the very tiny bit of Dark Supersonic that we saw in Sonic X. And I kind of wish that we could see something like that in the movie as well. And this would have been the movie to do it, but we didn't get to see that. And that's completely fine. But I'm excited to see how the next movie is going to handle Sonic's maturity. Because from first movie, it was about not fitting in. And then the second one was about making friends, making connections, and also being part of a family. And then number 3 is about properly learning how to be part of a team. Movie 4 is going to be him tackling like how to talk to girls, how to handle love and all that stuff. And I'm really excited to see how the human characters, especially Tom, talking to Sonic about that and teaching him how to properly like care about girls and stuff like that. Which, by the way, shut up, car. Seeing Amy in post-credit and Metal Sonic was super hype, and I'm really excited to see how they handle Amy as a character for these movies, because she went from being super clingy to being more feminist and like standing up for herself. I'm excited to see what movie 3, or movie 4 I should say, I'm sorry, movie 4 is going to do with Amy's character. Will she be doing tarot cards? Maybe. Will it involve a lot of like time traveling and predicting future and controlling your destiny? We don't know. And I really hope Silver's going to be in this movie, but I doubt it. But I should probably wrap up my thoughts on this movie. This is completely unscripted, no bullet points. I'm just rambling, just going nuts. I love this movie, and I can't wait to see it again. I think it's the perfect Sonic movie. If you're a Sonic fan, you're gonna love every bit of this movie. When it comes to critics seeing this just to get a review out there for views or clicks or whatever, I don't think critics are gonna love this movie that much. But again, this is not meant for critics. This is meant for Sonic fans, and when it comes to catering towards its audience, it does a fantastic job. They do it perfectly. So that said, I love it. Go watch it. It is the perfect Sonic movie, and I am excited to see how they're going to handle Sonic Movie 4, as well as another spin-off series that we're going to see in between this movie and the next movie. But if you've seen the movie, let me know in the comments, how do you feel about Sonic Movie 3? Is it your favorite? Is it super hype? I've already seen some stuff in the comments from you guys about how you feel about this movie, and I'm happy you guys love it. Hey look, it's Metal Sonic. But also let me know in the comments, do you think Eggman's dead? Because there's no way. I'm personally not convinced that Eggman's dead. But when it comes to Gerald's death, it was funny. I wish it was more dramatic, but it was funny. Eggman's send-off was quite dramatic, and I was happy to see that. But when it came to Gerald, I was like, okay, that was pretty anticlimactic. That was pretty quick. But overall, this movie's awesome. I love this movie. I can't wait to buy it on Steelbook. I can't wait to possibly buy it digitally before the Steelbook comes out. I'm beyond hyped to see this movie again. This was peak. Perfection. I love it. But thank you for watching. If you're new and you like what you saw, you know what to do. If you want to see more reviews for like movies or games or whatever, this is not my cup of tea. I'm not perfect at this yet, but if you want me to keep practicing and get better at it, then cool. I feel like I would do a better job of doing it as like a shorts type of style, but this I wanted to elaborate on because this was insane, and I can only imagine what I'm gonna spend on movie 4. Why do we get 2 different buckets? That's insane. Which, by the way, this bucket of his head is so delicate. I hate it. So, like, from being in my trunk, not flying around loosey-goosey, it was, like, nice and packed, so it didn't have much room to move around. It chipped his nose, it dented his ear, and also having it in a tote with other stuff, again, not pressed up at anything, it's just leaning against the wall, it made another dent. So this thing is fragile. This thing, I'm not a huge fan of, but I asked them to give me one of everything, and I got pretty much one of everything. But from what I'm told, apparently you can get both, like, 2 cups and a metal tin as a combo. I had to buy 2 combos to get both cups, to get both of these toppers. Part of me wants the toppers from AMC where it shows all 4 characters, but I'm not made of money. Like, realistically, if I were to only have one choice between that set or this set, I like this set more. This is cute. I'm buying this. And I bought these plush because these were exclusive to theaters, and they look worse than the ones that you see from Jakks Pacific. So, I'm not a huge fan of these plush. These are just yeah, these are exclusive. Fine, I'll buy them. But if they become worth something in the future, then I might sell these off. But this blanket behind me, like, before this recording, it was like 20 bucks. And so it sells for like 70 bucks on eBay. It's insane. No. Don't do that. That's insane. But yeah, I'm getting another blanket and another popcorn bucket in the near future. And I know there's other merch, like, from other websites. So if you want to see that, there'll be, like, links down below. There's, like, AMC, Cinemark, and Regal. Those I've seen, like, the movie merch for. And I've seen other countries have even more merch. That's insane. But, man, this is a great movie. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you're new and you like what you saw, you know what to do. In the description, there's my social media, as well as places where you can order some of this merch. But thank you for watching. I love you guys to death. And I'll see you on the next one.